thought this was gonna be way more dramatic.
Oh my gosh, Amber. Just kidding. I'm so nervous.
Are y'all seeing this? I was so scared for no reason.
I wish I moved it up a couple inches.
That tiny, tiny corner. It's been a year. Like, not a metaphorical year, like an actual freaking year. And maybe longer, actually. And I mean, this tape has been on the wall for so long that it's basically just become part of the decor. You've probably seen it so much and like, girl, when are you taking that down? And today, that's the day. I can't even believe that it's trim day. I can't, like, I don't have words. It's coming down. It's coming down and we're finally getting started. Trim day. Okay. So if you're new here, this has been a journey. And this is not what the hallway looked like when we first got started on it. Here's a quick little recap. We skim coated because I don't like texture on the walls. We got rid of all of the black that was here before. We color drenched in this gorgeous color, Sculptor Clay by Bear. And we sort of picked out some molding, looked at some molding, different options, kind of looked at design also, and we taped two options onto the wall. And yeah, I've been documenting the entire process from the beginning of this entryway. And I just can't, I'm so excited that we get to finally move forward. This part has been probably the most exciting, but also pretty intimidating. I'm not gonna lie. I want to get it right, you know, and I want it to look good. So it takes a lot of planning. And in my case, over a year. So, you know. Now we won't be doing the entire trim design today. We'll just be getting started, but I feel like just moving forward and going in this step is huge. It's so big. I feel like I'm going to start to see parts of my vision for the hallway and entryway in general come to life, because this has always just been the foundation, getting the walls smooth and picking the color. So the design that we ended up going with is this one. This was both of our favorites, probably fairly quickly, actually. We looked at lots of inspiration between the two designs, and I'll kind of pop up a little visual of what the other one looked like. And we both really loved this one. It just feels a little bit more timeless in our opinion, a little bit more substantial. So that way there's just slightly more texture in the entryway and on the walls. And we just really both kind of gravitated more towards this. So the parts that we're going to be doing this week are the top piece, although this whole piece around the room. So the two picture frames on the top and the bottom, we're not going to be able to do until a little bit later down the road. I still have not found the trim piece that I really want these made out of. And so that's why we're going to start here and get it painted, hopefully all the way finished. And then that way there's just one more part to do, which is down here. And we're only going to be doing this part of the entryway. The extra hallway will be a little bit later down the road as well, since they connect and I want them to connect and have the trim go all the way around. So it's just going to be part of the top of the trim, but I'm excited to be able to kind of visually see it in this space, which is really nice. So I'm going to do my best to kind of show you here. And then for the bullnose corners, edges, whatever, they'll wrap around like that. It's going to look so good, and it's not crazy wide or thick. This hallway isn't huge to begin with, and so I didn't want super bulky trim and like feel like it's going to overwhelm the space or it's poking out too much at you. I wanted it to be sort of, you know, slim, go along with the molding and the casing that's already here, so it looks very seamless, looks like it was just here. And yeah, and I think that having just a small sort of ledge is not a problem. Like that's going to be really nice, I think. And we should still be able to hang things in front of it kind of as well, like this mirror, for instance. Well, I mean, I think let's just get into it, right? Get this extra stuff out of the way. Piece number one. Oh, piece number one done. I thought this was going to be way more dramatic, but it won't come off. Okay. Get on that tape. See ya. See ya. Imagine that one behind me. It's way cooler. Tape. Yay. And one to go. All the tape. Done. So now it's time to go ahead and measure. So that way we know how much trim we need to get. Now I'm going to go ahead and err on the side of caution and just kind of round up. So that way, just in case I have a mess up cut or I measured wrong, I'll have extra trim that I can go off of or use. So I'm going to go ahead and just measure the bottom of the wall. Now, not all homes are square, especially older ones. And this piece is going to be about 5 feet up on the wall. So I will double check my measurements with my husband when he can hold up the other side of the tape measure and before I cut anything. I will go ahead and do that. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and just get like my basic little measurements of this space so that I know how much trim generally I'm going to need. And then write that down. Since these are shorter, I can get like measurements up higher. And 6. Yeah, 6. Almost 7, so let's say 7.5. Okay, that is everything measured. So now I can total this up and get the entire length that I'll need for all of the trim. So I know exactly how much I need to purchase, plus a little extra, like I said. So I'll be placing just kind of like a pickup order at Home Depot for some of the supplies, but I'm going to get the trim and cut the trim at the actual store so that I can make sure the pieces are the pieces that I would want to select. I want to make sure they're good. I don't have any big tools, so I'm going to try to keep on the budget-friendly side. And for now, I'm going to get one of the little miter boxes with the handsaw. because when I cut these at the store, it's really not hard to cut with the handsaw, and especially like a brand new one, I would imagine. So we're gonna go ahead and actually borrow a friend's nail gun. So we're gonna go ahead and place that order and then go to Home Depot and actually get the trim. I am so excited.
Lost in the day, floating further away from the anchors that weigh me down. Familiar faces filled with dismay, 'cause the sun rises and it won't. But know your time will come, and there's no use in going alone. Keep your eyes on the horizon, and together we will run. Gone are the days where the colors that fade and the rain stay for far too long. Like trees in the garden, we'll hold fast without parting, 'cause we got everything we want. I know your time will come, and there's no use in going alone. Keep your eyes on the horizon, and together we will run.
Well, this is gonna take me a minute. All the instructions are in Spanish. The whole box is all in Spanish. I might have to look up a video or something just to make sure. I want to make sure I use it right, you know. So I wanted to look at what these said, and I can't read them. Wait, the English is on the bottom. Oh my gosh, Amber. Just kidding.
Okay, so I got all the supplies out that I'm gonna need for this first part. I'm gonna just tape these up where they go. Make sure that they're as level as I can get them, so that way I can get the right length for where it'll meet, where the trim piece will meet, and then to the corner. So luckily for me, when my husband helped me measure the length at the 5-foot mark, it was the same as when I measured down below. So I had cut 3 pieces of trim at the store, cut them in the lengths that they needed to be for the longest walls. And then this shorter piece is all the small parts put together. So it looks like it's not going to be enough trim just by eyeballing it, but I'm sure of my measurements. I measured numerous times and made sure I used a calculator to add everything up, so that way I knew exactly how much, and I overestimated how much I would need, so that way hopefully I have extra. Worst case scenario, this is the little sample piece that I cut at the store that I have that's exactly the same as these, and I could use off of this if I need to. So, and I'm just going to cut in here because I think it's just going to be easier instead of going back and forth, and I'll just sweep up and vacuum whatever dust is left. Whew. Okay, so I'm really nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm excited. Like I'm confident, but I'm nervous to get started. I don't want to mess up, you know? Okay, so I want the top of the trim to be at the 5 foot. I don't want the bottom of the trim to be at 5 foot. So we're gonna do here. I would just nail this, but I want to make sure that I get it level first, which I think it is. I mean, it's a corner, so it won't like twist, but I want to make sure. All right, we're just gonna do all of these pieces really quick, and then I'll double check that they're at the right height. So we're just gonna do all 6 of them. So as you can see how the trim cut, this little piece comes around a little bit around the corner. That's why I wanted to get these up first, is because I want to make sure that when I measure from the edge of this to the corner of the wall, that I'm getting the correct length that I'm going to need for the trim piece. That way I don't cut it too long or cut it too short. I mean, I'd rather have it too long than too short, but you get the idea. I'm gonna also need to know the angle of the corner, which makes me nervous, you guys. Okay. Yeah, see, it's not exactly a 90-degree angle, but it's pretty dang close, actually. You see how close that is to 90? So I'm gonna need to make sure that I get the right angle for this. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. I'm gonna do it on the top and the bottom. Make sure this is at 5 feet. It looks like it's at 5 feet. Make sure it's level. Level, perfect. We're gonna measure it again just to make sure. Now I have a straight edge to measure from. This is the part where I was the most nervous because I'm really not that great at math. And I'm definitely not that great at angles and things. So I know the length, because we measured it, of what the back that meets the wall needs to be, and it's here. Okay, it would end right here. Just shy of 5 inches. But I need to know the front so that we can draw a line from here to the front at whatever angle that is. And then the other piece of trim will slide and kiss and meet that same little spot. So when I put the angle finder here, and I'm just gonna kind of let this guy hang down really fast. Earlier, when I was just playing with it, it wasn't exactly a 90-degree angle, which I didn't expect it to be, because not all houses are like perfectly 90-degree angles everywhere, and you can't cut it everything just like at a 45 and expect it to fit. It's almost at 90. So I think if I cut this one at a 45 and this piece at a 45, then we'll be able to do get the right angles. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is like the first official cut. The other one we just kind of made this in straight. That's all we did. So wish me luck.
Okay.
Okay, I think I did it. Yay! I'm just marking on the ruler, or I'm just marking on the measuring tape. We're gonna have a little bit of waste because we're gonna be cutting the opposite direction this time. I'm gonna cut the 45 first, the angle, so that way, just in case it slides a little, I can just remeasure to cut the length to where it needs to be. Moment of truth on my first angle. Oh my goodness. Are y'all seeing this? Oh, that's so, look at how good. Oh my God. Oh my. Look at how snug that is. It's not perfect, but that'll work. And then we'll just, you know, fill that too, and it'll look so seamless. Make sure that these line up really nice, these lines, but oh, I'm happy with that. That is not bad. And look at how good it looks with that, right? I mean, it looks like it was supposed to be there. Okay, so we're just literally gonna do that same thing for everything. So I'm gonna move on to this corner on that side. I'm so happy that came out okay. Cross your fingers that continues. 90 on that too, yes.
Lost in the day, floating further away from the anchors that weigh me down. Familiar faces filled with dismay, 'cause the sun rises when it wants. But know your time will come, and there's no use in going alone. Keep your eyes on the horizon, and together we will run.
Look at how tight that is. Looks pretty dang good.
Okay, so we got everything cut. I did have one little boo-boo area where this piece, because it was so long, that the angle when I cut it, I didn't realize it didn't cut properly. And so it wasn't on the wall like it should have been properly to get the right length all the way over there. So I'm gonna fix it, and hopefully it won't even be noticeable. I have a little sliver stuck in there that I'm gonna wood glue, make perfect, and then ideally just like wood filler, and you won't even know it's there, hopefully. I'm so happy. I was so scared for no reason. And it was really easy. And luckily my walls were very easy as well because they were all 90-degree angles just about. And so I just had to cut 45s basically. And that made it so easy without having to weird cuts. I'm pretty happy with this. This is exciting. But yeah, I just got to get it onto the wall now. If you're wondering about around this edge, don't worry. I will be adding more trim to come on the inside, and then the same rounded little pieces will be on this side, and we're going to cap them off after that.
Here's that sliver that I'm gonna wood glue onto the end here and let it sit to dry, and then we'll just sand gently so that it all comes together really nice. This is bigger than I actually need, which I prefer. That way I can actually sand the end till it slides in perfectly. I'm just using regular wood glue, so I'm gonna put plenty because I don't want this piece to fall off at all, because obviously, you know, this is not gonna get nailed. Like it never happened. Hello, it's the next day. And I'm actually glad that I didn't hang the trim up yesterday and actually apply it to the wall, because my husband and I, we're gonna tweak it just a little. We're gonna slight pivot. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys, and then we're gonna get to hanging things. I'm so excited. Okay, so I taped this piece back onto the wall really quick so that way you guys can kind of see. It's hard to show on camera exactly, but you know how originally we were talking about the top of the trim being at the 5-foot mark? Well, I had asked my husband what he thought about that, and you know, we liked it, and then he was like, let's just see what it would look like, you know. So we taped up this whole side this morning, and we're gonna make this adjustment. So a little pivot. We're basically gonna put the bottom of the trim at the 5-foot mark. So it's a couple inches of difference, but visually and when you're in the space, it's like, it makes that much of a difference that it's worth doing. Our ceilings are 9 feet, okay? And so right at the 5-foot mark, it looked 2 in the middle-ish, you know? But like just that 2 inches higher makes it seem more intentional, you know, which is what we're wanting anyway. So, and it just feels better in the space versus what we were doing before. Not like huge difference, but like enough of a difference that it's worth doing. So highly suggest taping your trim to the wall first before you really start nailing it in and make decisions, and then be like, I wish I moved it up a couple inches. Before we start hanging things up, I gotta find all the studs in the wall. We're gonna mark the 5-foot mark like pretty consistently all the way across, because that way I can hopefully get it nice and on there, level, all that stuff before I really start nailing it in. And it's been a long time, like years since I've used a nail gun, so I have to remember how to do it. I know it's easy, but I have to remember how to put the nails in and things like that. Once everything's hung up, then we'll get to the wood filling and the caulking and making everything kind of look perfect. Then paint it after that. So I'm hoping that we get it all done today. I'm really excited. This piece over here should be nice and dry, so let's take that tape off that. Okay. Make sure that it's dry all the way on there securely. I mean, it looks good. And it's nice and flush. Just take sandpaper to this side so I get it as tight of a fit as I can, and then we'll wood fill all of these little bits so you hopefully won't even see it, won't even know it's there.
Gone are the days where the colors that fade and the rain stay for far too long. falls without parting, 'cause we got everything we want. I know your time will come, and there's no use in going on. Keep your eyes on the horizon, and together we will run. Time will come, and there's no use in going alone. Keep your eyes on the horizon, and together we will run.
This board is a little warped, so I'm gonna go to the straighter side first, which is this side here, and get all the nails in that I need. And then I'll go to that side so I can gently pull down to make sure it's level before I nail it in.
Undone, broken, travel, and open. She was mistaken for pictures not taken. Lovely, faded, uncomplicated. You love her, she holds you. The cold comes the night through, and I've never seen the sky so blue.
That tiny, tiny corner.
So blue.
Problem solving.
Quiet is her sound. She'll tear your walls down. Still as the sunset, and bathed in her silence, and I've never seen the sky so blue. So contrasting hues till beneath the bright moon I am washed, I am lost in
So I don't know what I was thinking, but when I did my calculations of the top trim bits that for some reason I had it in my head I wasn't going to be able to do this hallway also. And we can. We're going to go get stuff to do this side too. I'm so excited about it.
Well, I am totally in love with this trim so far. I was a little intimidated at first, obviously. I have never done trim before, and I'm really, really bad at angles and things. And so I was really nervous to get it done nicely. But I'm so glad that I challenged myself because the tools really did make it easy. And, you know, so did Google a little bit, so did my husband a little bit. So thanks, babe. And I was able to get it to look like this. I am so extremely happy, and I cannot wait until we get the rest of the trim in place. But for now, this feels finished, right? This feels good. So even if we waited an entire year again, which I highly doubt we're going to, at least it looks polished for now. If you guys have missed everything up until this point, I do have a playlist on my YouTube channel. Please forgive the video quality going in. I have definitely gotten a little better since I first started, but I do take you along the process with me of how we got to where we are now. And so feel free to watch that to get caught up, that we can continue this series until we got it all the way done. We have the rest of the trim, of course, to do. Like I said, we have to find the perfect console table. I've been on the look for one that's not too wide. Hanging some art, doing more pretty things, just finishing touches in terms of the decor. Okay, so all that's left is the archway that leads to the rest of the house. There are two options, and I need your guys' help. Comment below what you think we should do. There's option one, which is continuing around to the outside of the arch using the rounded corner on the end, but we hit two issues. Where do we stop the paint? Because the paint currently stops on the inside of the arch. Or two, where do we stop the actual trim? Because if we tried to cap the trim off like we did next to the window, we are running into problems actually cutting the corner piece in a way to where we can end it that way. or we'd have to cut more trim and take it out even further than we had planned. That just adds some more work and some more trim, obviously, and some more seams to cover up. The second option that we could do is to end inside the arch. This one seems to be the easiest. To be honest, it solves two problems. It solves one, the fact that we cannot cut those corners at a 45 on one side, and two, the paint and where to end the paint color to transition into the next paint color that hopefully we'll be getting to relatively soon. So how we would end inside the trim is exactly the same way that we ended by the window. So I think that might be a cleaner look and solve both of those issues. You tell me what you think that we should do. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.